Melisa Caprio from Postcards to the Universe. Welcome. Thank you for being here if you're listening. I've been doing these short videos talking about inspirational things that are good to find joy and abundance in our lives, to have a fulfilling life, our soul growth, all that kind of stuff. I wrote a book. It's called Postcards to the Universe, Harness the Universe's Power and Manifest Your Dreams. And in my book are 30 manifesting stories with people who have made what I call a manifesting postcard, kind of like a little mini vision board. They sent me a postcard, I photographed it, and when what they put on their postcard came through into the reality, we shared their stories. So there's 30 of them in the book. And I talk a lot about manifesting and being a conscious co-creator with the universe, that we can bring those things that we want into our life instead of going unconsciously, and keep attracting things that we don't want. And it's really about where we're being an energetic match to those things. So truthfully, most of it is a worthiness issue. It's all about worthiness and whether we believe that we deserve those things that we want. You can't pretend. You can come across as you have all this confidence, and and you're very showy in your life and you're projecting that, but energetically, you can't fool the universe. You can't fool that. So you can act like it, but it's a vibration. It's a vibration. And when you're living that way, it's ego-based most of the time, like, look at what I have, look who I am, who you think you are, and I have this and I do this, and you're bragging and you're doing that. That's all ego-based. That's not what real worthiness is. And I also want to talk today about shifting our vibration by living with an open heart. Many times our hearts are closed off because we're afraid to get hurt, we're afraid to be seen, we're afraid to put ourselves out there. And by living with an open heart, you're tapping into this universal energy. And what will start to happen is you'll start to shift your energy and your vibration to have more compassion and empathy for other people, which is just really a reflection of you. And you'll have more compassion and empathy for yourself by opening up your heart, and you're going to have more experiences that are going to come, and they're going to be more heartfelt. And that's really where we find our joy. Okay, stay tuned. So I'm talking about living with an open heart. Most of the time we close our heart off. You live long enough, or you have enough experiences under your belt where you've been hurt, you've been betrayed, you've been abandoned, you've been traumatized, you've had many terrible things happen to you. You close up your heart because you don't want to get hurt again. And when you do that, yeah, you may protect yourself from those things that could hurt you, but you're also not having these experiences that could be so rewarding and so fulfilling, and you're much more open to receiving those things that you want by living with an open heart. When we learn how to do that, we have, like I said, we have compassion. I said this in the previous video. We have compassion for others, right? And we have empathy for what others are going through, because we're all connected, right? So what anybody else is going through on some level is affecting you. And when you have compassion and you're open to others and what they're experiencing, you're more open to yourself and what your soul needs. Because when we close off our heart, we think we're protecting ourselves, but we're missing out on so many things that we have the opportunity to experience in this life. And we can't really protect ourselves from growing, right? We can't really do that. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of experiences that you will miss out in this life. And I believe, it's my belief, that we keep coming back and having more human experiences until we learn those things that we said that we were going to do while we're here incarnated in a body. So you might as well do it while you're here this time, right? So hopefully next time you can move up maybe to another world, another existence that is more loving and more forgiving and happier. We don't know, right? We don't know. We assume, but we really don't know. But I look at it as like this. I've had my heart broken for sure. And you know, there was a long time I closed off my heart. I didn't open up my heart and became very bitter and closed off. And you know, maybe for a little while it was good, you know, it served its purpose. But then I had to ask myself, is this the kind of life that I want? And I thought, I only get this one experience in this one existence, in this person, in this body, in this human, right, as Melisa. And no, I don't want this to be it. And I had to make some choices. And I made the choices, and things opened up for me tremendously when I opened up my heart. Stay tuned. I'm talking about living from an open heart and my own experience of closing off my heart. And it took me a while to get myself together, but I did. I got the help that I needed. I reached out and, you know, got some coaching and some therapy and some healing, and I decided that I was going to draw extremely strong boundaries about what I would accept and what I wouldn't accept anymore, but I wasn't going to close off my heart to having experiences that I want to have in my life. And it's only served me. It's only served me. And when we live with an open heart, we are more compassionate to ourselves, but being more compassionate to others can bring us so much joy and fulfillment, because you don't know what you may come across and experience. And people love to be around people that are open and love openly and love freely and are compassionate and are happy and are joyful and love life. We have a choice. We really do, no matter what happened to us, about how we want to experience this life. We can love other people, right, without taking on their stuff. We can love other people and help other people, because it does nothing but fill our own heart and fill our own cup. When you are helping somebody or giving somebody support, doesn't it make you feel good about yourself that you're compassionate enough to help somebody else or just be there for somebody else? That should make you feel good, I would think. I mean, it makes me feel good. I just assume that being loving, giving support, and receiving love and receiving support is what's the point. It's the point of being here, right? And however that looks for you is needed. If it's giving it, you know, to animals, then that's cool. Give it to animals. Your heart's open. You love them. You're taking care of them. Maybe you decided that you wanted to open up a rehabilitation place because you wanted to take care of animals that didn't have any love or were abused or neglected. That is living with an open heart. And doesn't that bring you so much joy in your life? If it's, you know, being your support for your friend group, you know, you're always the one that everybody can count on when they need, because you have this you're open, you're approachable. Doesn't that make you feel good inside? And those are the kind of things that I'm talking about, and why I think the more of us that live with an open heart, the better the world will be. I mean, just imagine a world where people are fulfilled and their heart's open and they care about other people. They care about the planet. What that would look like. That's what living with an open heart looks like, right? Yeah. So it's a choice. It's a choice, and maybe you might need some support to get there. So I'll talk about that in the next video. What living with an open heart looks like, right? For everybody, it's different in the sense that how you express it is different, but the energetic feeling of it isn't different. Our hearts are open or they're closed. I mean, and we have a choice whether we want to live with an open heart or not. And if you've gone through some things that have been very, very hurtful and you need support, find it, get it for yourself. You deserve it. You deserve to live that kind of a life. You deserve to have love. You deserve to have support. You deserve to have people that you can count on. You deserve to have those things that'll make you happy. And so do other people. We all do. The more of us that look at others and think, I could never hurt them. I could never attack them. I could never act a certain way towards somebody else because I'm too caring, and I know from experience what that feels like, and I would never want to do that to somebody else. Is living with an open heart, because people who have closed off hearts don't give a shit about anybody else. They don't care if they hurt you. They don't care. Why would they? Their heart's closed off. People who have open hearts don't treat other people like shit. It's just the way it is, right? Like, happy people don't go around making other people miserable, right? You know, I mean, we see it everywhere playing out in the world. So I want to contribute to the world in positive ways. That's why I did my book. That's why I have my radio show. That's why I do the kind of work that I do. I mean, my background is in visual arts. I never thought that this is what I would be doing, but you know, my life took a big hit, and it cracked me open in a different way, you know, that I never expected. I thought my whole trajectory was going to be somewhere else, and it wasn't. And I obviously had to have the experience I had to get me into this direction. But there was a time afterwards when I went through all that trauma that I was completely closed off, and I was angry at the world, and seeing anybody else happy was not, I didn't want to see anybody else happy. Why should they be happy? I'm miserable. But I don't feel that way anymore. Thank God. Thank God I worked through it. I found the right people to help me get to the next level. And I read enough of the right kind of work that inspired me to start looking within. So living with an open heart is only going to serve the world, and is only going to benefit you, because the more open and loving you are, the more that will be returned to you. You know, that is what is karma. You get what you give, man. Live your life with an open heart, and you're gonna get so many gifts in return. And that's just the way it works. And just being happy with who you are inside, oh my God, is such a gift. I can't even explain it. And my life certainly isn't perfect. No, not even close. You know, I have a lot of things that I deal with on a regular basis, but being happy with who I am inside is 1,000% worth it. All right, everybody. I hope that these videos have been inspiring. I hope that you like them. Please let me know, you know, like, comment, share. Let me know, are you living with an open heart? Is your heart open? You know, do you need support? Reach out. All right, everyone. Have a good one. See you next time. Bye.